I'd like to acknowledge the Speaker from across the House earlier that we are listening. Since taking on my role as Associate Health Minister, I have been listening. I've been listening to the consumers, to the industry groups and practitioners, and they have demonstrated that there is absolutely no level of comfort or satisfaction with the Therapeutic Products Act, and so today we have announced that the Therapeutic Products Act will be repealed. This repeal will clear a pathway for a modern, risk-proportionate regulatory regime for medicines and medical devices. Separately, we will develop a modernised regime for natural health products. This was a legislation, Mr Speaker, that of the 16,500 submissions, 95% opposed what was being introduced. It was clear and broadly accepted that the 1981 Medicines Act had long since passed its suitability, and for 30 years this issue has been kicked around, discussed without a solution. Unfortunately, the solution that was implemented missed the mark completely. After extensive consultation, we are now talking to the industry, and we are at this point going to fix it. The legislation strayed from the foundational requirement, which was to provide New Zealanders a safe, timely access to medicine critical to improving health outcomes. We need cost-effective access to the right products. At the same time, we must have the ability to utilise and benefit from the advancements in technology and scientific progress that will improve the health of Kiwis. The reality is the TPA was not the answer. We were yet again heading down a path of over-regulation, over-complexity and over-costings. This is the clear message from the sector, who have the knowledge and expertise, Mr Speaker, on what is needed. In addition, the sector were eager to work to improve access to medicine, but felt they were being ignored. By repealing this legislation, we can now clear the path for a system, legislation and supporting resource to improve access to medicine. In addition to medicines and medical devices, we are also committed to a proportional and relevant system for natural health products to provide New Zealanders the alternative solutions that suit their needs. The legislation captured the sector in an over-regulated turmoil. They are lost. This legislation would have created barriers to the essential products that people prefer. We are repealing, Mr Speaker, and will look to options and interventions that will not only create clarity for the future, but look at options for urgent relief to the sector. Mr Speaker, Natural Health Products New Zealand estimates current outdated regulation is costing our country $500 million in foregone export revenue. We will fix this. The repeal now is important to provide surety, but it does not leave New Zealand unregulated. This legislation was not to come into effect until 2026, which gives government and industry time to implement sound regulation. I would note also that the work recognises that the last government had not funded for all the change and regulation needed to put the TPA into effect, for example, creating the new regulatory regime. Importantly, we are not starting again. I have met over recent weeks with the key stakeholders. We are talking, we have learnt, we are moving forward. We will build on submissions that have been made and provide a new opportunity for further reconnection with the sector. At our heart, we are committed to improving health outcomes through legislation that provides safe and timely access to medicines, medical devices and natural health products. The first step forward required is the repeal of the Therapeutic Products Act, and I look forward to continuing to work with the sector for the benefit of Kiwi health.